Hey guys, how's it going? It's Tristan. In this video I'm just going to be showing you guys some useful Sova arrows for Haven. Some of these I've come up with myself, so almost no one knows about them, and other ones I did find some from pro players, but they're all incredibly useful. I definitely suggest you watch to the end because I guarantee it will give you a competitive advantage on your opponents. Alright, let's just get right into the video, guys. Alright, so really quickly before I show you guys any of the lineups, it's important to understand the 4 levels of arrow charges there are for Sova. So if it's in the first box, it counts as 1 charge. I'll just call that 1 charge. Second box, 2 charge. 3 box, 3 charge, and then obviously full charge. And it doesn't really matter if you're halfway through the middle box or if you're just at the beginning. If it's in the first box, it will always have the same power as any shot from the first box. Now I usually play inside hookah as a Sova main, so I have a fair amount of arrows from outside hookah, and I'll show you those really quickly, but also try and show you guys some arrows from different sites and for attacking each site. So the first arrow is meant for A long. This is typically after you've thrown your first arrow and you're not really getting much info at mid, so you want to try and get some info at A long. So what you want to do is you want to line up with this wall till this side of the wall has completely disappeared. So once you have that lined up, you look at the arrow, which I'm zooming in right now in Sony Vegas, and you line it up with this bit of the second pillar, so right in between this kind of dark line and this kind of wooden piece. So you want to line that up. You then hold down, full charge, and yeah, so this arrow will land at A long, and just does a pretty good job at getting some deep info for pretty much all of A long. The next arrow is meant to land at mid, and what you want to do to line it up is you want to come over to this kind of fake window, line up this edge, and go to the left until you can't see this face of the wooden block anymore, much like the lineup for over there. Then once you're here, you want to line up that same arrow again with this bit of these wooden blocks. Once you're in the position, you just want to double charge. So that will land right in this tree, and it does get everyone, it gets people in there, it gets people back here, and it's really hard to spot it, and this is great because it's just out of their field of view even if they're peeking inside double doors. So that's just a fantastic arrow all around. For this next arrow, you're going to want to come up against this wall, do the same trick till you can't see this wall anymore. And then with the diamonds underneath the word charge for Sova, you want to line up the second diamond just to the right of this strip, so right on that corner, 1 bounce, and then triple charge. And I rarely use this arrow. I usually only use it once they've spotted this one up here, but that lands back here. Just does a pretty good job if you want to try and wallbang anyone peeking here, or if you're just trying to get info about them rotating in the spawn, or if you think they're outside at C. If you're typically a C player, you can go into the corner of this box before the round starts, aim right here with your crosshair, and then just do triple charge, let go, and that lands on this tree at long, which they're almost always looking this way, and it's really hard to spot. This also gets info on people all the way back here, and that's just a great C arrow. You don't want to throw it late into the round because you're exposed from long, but with the walls up you can get that off before they see you. Alright, so I'm just gonna go right into attacking arrows for a site. The first one, and the one I probably use the most frequently, is if you come up in this corner and just keep walking until you're fully in it. You aim right there with your crosshair, double charge, let go, no bounces. That lands right up there, which gets everyone back sight, anyone in that corner, anyone this corner, anyone here, pretty much everywhere except for under heaven, inside heaven, and anyone sitting back here, but no one really does that. They just be a psychopath. So the next arrow is primarily if they are instantly shooting the arrow I just showed you guys, and it's just kind of an alternative. So you go in the exact same corner, 1 bounce, aim at the edge of this kind of light strip, full charge, release, and that falls back here, which does get this corner. Gets pretty much all the same spots except for under heaven and heaven itself. And yeah, it's just a good alternative A arrow. For B site, it's kind of difficult to get any lineup arrows because a lot of it's just kind of protected up top. So typically, if there's already smokes down and you're rushing down onto site, what you do is you put your crosshair here-ish and just kind of throw it at that beam. What it'll do is it'll get stuck right there, and that gets this corner, this corner, back sight. And if you can get it to land right below, so it goes like that, that also gets a fair amount back here, unless they're really pushed up against this. For C site, there's a really easy arrow lineup where you just walk into this corner, look at the tip of this tree branch, do double charge, let go, no bounces, and this lands back sight, gets a perfect view on pretty much everywhere on site. Just gives your team a lot of info when you're executing, and yeah, it's just a perfect C take arrow. A couple shock darts to follow this one off is if you line it up with this bit right here, do one bounce and double charge, that will land back behind these boxes, and just kind of get some nice chip damage when you're executing on site if you know someone frequently plays back here. And you can do that with both of your shock darts, and it does a surprising amount of damage and really just gives you the advantage. For another shock dart to land back sight, what you can do is you can line the left side of the triangle up with this part of this kind of rock in the background, do double charge, single bounce, and then let go, and that covers back here pretty much perfectly, unless someone is up here. But the arrow for A site execute will show you if anyone's up there. So yeah, that's just great. That's phenomenal. It's great. Another really great Sova arrow is if you're taking double doors, the rest of your team can go out onto C site. But what you can do is you can just single charge an arrow through there, and if anyone's on the other side of this wall, you can wallbang it, and that will give away their location. That's really just a free kill because this thing is literally made of paper mache. And if you look at my fragtages, you see it gets me kills pretty frequently, because what ends up happening is with your util, you pressure people outside of this kind of window area, and they fall back here and just holding this. So when this arrow lands, they can probably shoot it after one charge. But even after it spotted them, that's just enough to kill them. So yeah, that's a really great, I guess, offensive arrow. One great one if you're trying to retake B site, and you're holding from outside hookah or retaking from C site. I always kind of wing this lineup just because, like, you don't have to be super specific. So usually I come right about in this corner, you crouch, single charge, aim pretty high up on this wooden board, and just let go. And that lands right there, which does a good job at covering anyone. If they're in this corner, they'll get away with it, but if you hear them in that corner, just throw two shock darts and that stops plant, and that covers everywhere else, including here, and pretty much this entire side of site, which is what the T's will be controlling if they're taking B site. This next arrow used to work. It's kind of a glitch arrow, so kind of scummy to use, but you know, it is what it is. So you come up across this grate. They might have patched it, I could be wrong, but pretty much you line the rectangle about halfway through this kind of this bit of the roof. You just do a single charge, let go. That'll land down there. This at least used to spot anyone down in a sewer, and you could wallbang through here. Or through this one as well. This one's a phenomenal one if you're retaking A site. It doesn't really work if you're going into heaven unless you're going through spawn. But pretty much you just line up, or you find anywhere that you can just shoot onto this kind of pillar right here, and that covers pretty much all of site. It's really easy to do. You can throw it from here or from spawn, whatever you fancy, to be honest. But yeah, that's pretty much all the Sova arrows that I end up frequently using for Haven. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to drop a like, and let me know if you guys want more Sova arrow guides for other maps, or if you want more site specific executes, and I can run you guys through that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Peace.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.